I'm Savita Valsang and welcome to my channel Statistics Made Simple. Vital statistics is a very important chapter, and in this video, I'll give an introduction to various terminologies used in vital statistics, and we'll also learn about the measurement of population and the different measurements of fertility. Captain John Grant is the father of vital statistics. Let us now learn some of the important terminologies used in the vital statistics topic. First is demography. It is a statistical study of the human population. Second is biometry, which is the statistical study of biology. Third, mortality. It refers to the deaths occurring in a population. Note that deaths may be due to a number of causes such as sickness, accidents, old age, disease, etc. Fourth is morbidity. It refers to sickness occurring in a population. Is the childbearing age, which is the period 15 to 49 years in women. Sixth, fertility. It refers to births occurring to women in the childbearing age. Seventh, fecundity. It refers to the capacity of women to bear children. 8. An infant is a child aged less than a year. Let us now learn the definition of vital statistics. Vital statistics is defined as that branch of biometry which deals with data and the laws of human mortality, morbidity, and demography. The term vital statistics refers to the techniques used in the analysis of data pertaining to vital events occurring in the given section of the population. So, what are vital events? They are events of human life such as births, deaths, marriages, divorces, adoptions, migrations, etc. Let us now learn the methods of obtaining vital statistics or the sources of vital statistics. This is an important question from the examination point of view. The first one is the registration method. This is the most important source of obtaining vital statistics data. In this method, the sources of vital statistics are the registers of municipal offices, registrar's office, corporation offices, panchayat offices, hospitals, etc. Vital events which occur in the population are registered at these offices. Now, since vital statistics are collected continuously, this method is preferred to the next method, which is the census method. This method is reliable only if there is strict legislation regarding the registration of vital events. In many countries, registration of vital events is not compulsory, and in such countries, this method is not reliable. The second method is the census enumeration method. In most of the countries, censuses are conducted at regular intervals of time, which is usually once in 10 years. Census consists of complete enumeration of the population under study and collecting information from individuals regarding age, sex, education, profession, income, marital status, occupation, religion, etc. The drawback of the census method is that it provides vital statistics only for the census year and fails to give any information of the vital events in the intercensal year. Let us now learn how to measure the population between two intercensal years. Suppose P naught is the population in the census year and PT is the population after time t from the census year. Let B and D denote the total number of births and deaths during the time period t. Let I and E denote the total number of immigrants and emigrants in the time period T. Then, an estimate of the population is given by Pt equal to P naught plus B minus D plus I minus E. Let me now explain who are immigrants and emigrants. A person who comes to live permanently in a foreign country is called as an immigrant, and a person who leaves their own country in order to settle permanently in another is called as an emigrant. Let us now learn the different measurements of fertility. First is the crude birth rate, CBR. Second is general fertility rate, GFR. Third is age-specific fertility rate, ASFR. And fourth is the total fertility rate, TFR. Starting with the first measurement of fertility, that is the crude birth rate. CBR is defined as the average number of live births occurring to 1,000 individuals in a year. So, the word average is very important in the definition. When you are asked the definition, you have to write the definition in words followed by the formula. So, the formula is CBR is equal to number of live births occurring in a year divided by average population in a year into 1,000. Let us discuss some of the merits and demerits of CBR. The first merit is it is simple to understand and easy to calculate. Second, it indicates the rate of growth of population due to births. You'll see that when we work out the problems, under population we are going to take both the male and female population. So, it indicates the rate of growth of population. Third, if the number of births and total population are known, CBR can be calculated. It does not require details of age and sex composition of the population. Coming to demerits of CBR. First, it takes both men and women populations into consideration. But you know that a birth rate is more meaningful when only women of childbearing age are considered. Second, it is an overall figure which does not give importance to the age composition of the population. Second is the general fertility rate. GFR is defined as the average number of live births occurring in a year to 1,000 women of the childbearing age. The formula is GFR is equal to number of live births occurring to women in the childbearing age divided by average population of women in the childbearing age into 1,000. Here, women of the childbearing age is very important, both in the definition as well as the formula. Now, the merits of GFR is that it is simple to understand and easy to calculate. And since GFR is based on the population of women of childbearing age, it is a more meaningful measure of fertility than CBR. And it can be used for overall comparison of fertility of different populations. Demerits of GFR. It does not take into consideration the age composition of the women population, and it also does not indicate the rate of growth of the population due to births because it is based only on a part of the population. That is, only women of the childbearing age are taken into consideration and the male population is completely exempted. Third is the age-specific fertility rate. ASFR is defined as the average number of live births occurring in a year to 1,000 women in a specified age group. ASFR is equal to, the formula is number of live births occurring to women in a specific age group divided by average population of women in the specific age group into 1,000. Now there are some important points to remember. ASFRs can be of two types. First one are the quinquennial ASFRs and second are the annual ASFRs. So what are quinquennial ASFRs? If ASFRs are computed for age groups of width 5 years, then they are called as quinquennial ASFRs. For example, ASFRs for the age groups 15 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 29, so on up to 45 to 49 years. Observe here carefully, all these age groups are of width 5. Hence, ASFRs which are calculated for such age groups are called as quinquennial ASFRs. If ASFRs are computed for every completed year of age, they are called annual ASFRs. Example, if I calculate ASFR for the ages 15, 16, 17 up to 49 years, then they are called as annual ASFRs. The merits of ASFR: first one, it is simple to understand and easy to calculate. Second, it is used in the computation of TFR, that is a total fertility rate. Third, it can be used for comparison of fertility among age groups in the same population. Demerits of ASFR are: first one, it cannot be used for comparison of fertility of different populations. Second, it does not indicate the rate of growth of population due to births. Note, when we want to compare the fertility of different communities, we require a fertility rate which gives importance to the age composition. For this purpose, we use TFR, that is the total fertility rate. Now learn the fourth measurement of fertility, that is the total fertility rate. TFR is the total number of children born on an average to 1,000 women who traverse, that means who pass through the childbearing period of their life, and the childbearing period in women is 15 to 49 years. Here we assume that all these women survive all through the childbearing period. Now, since ASFRs are of two types, we will learn TFR formula based on both the types of ASFRs. But the most important one is the second, that is, which is based on quinquennial ASFRs. So, under note, the first one is, if annual ASFRs are used, TFR is equal to summation, and the summation is from 15 to 49 annual ASFR. That is, TFR is equal to summation x equal to 15 to 49 years, and the formula is number of live births in a year to women aged X divided by average population in the year of women aged X into 1,000. So, here we calculate the annual ASFRs. That means you calculate the annual ASFR for the age 15, then you calculate ASFR for the age 16 years and continue up to ASFR for 49 years. And if we add up all these ASFRs for the ages 15, 16, 17 up to 49, then we get TFR. The second and the most important formula for TFR, if quinquennial ASFRs are used, is TFR is equal to 5 times summation quinquennial ASFR. Some of the merits of TFR are: first, it gives a true picture of overall fertility of women of the community. Second, it can be effectively used for comparison of fertility of different communities. Third, it gives due weightage to the age composition. And fourth, it consists of only female population of the childbearing age. Some of the demerits of TFR are: first one, its computation is tedious because it requires the computation of all ASFRs. Second, it doesn't indicate the rate of growth of population due to births because the male population is not taken into consideration. Third, it is based on an assumption that all women of childbearing age survive till they complete the childbearing period. Now, all the merits and demerits of the various measurements of fertility which we learned, you will be able to relate to it once we start working out the problems which you will watch in my next video. Study and practice are both very important, but they must go hand in hand. So continue to practice. Thank you all for watching and look out for my next video where we'll find solutions to various problems based on the measurements of fertility.